there. If you're a woman in your middle years, then this is definitely for you. As I always say, my aim here is to help you make midlife the best season of your life. Did you know that your mind can lie to you? Oh, yes, it can lie to you. Your mind is so powerful. It is the seat of your affect, your beliefs, your convictions, and your thoughts. But it can lie to you. Let me share with you some of the lies that your mind can tell you. Your mind can cause you to overgeneralize. Oh, yes, overgeneralize issues. This is when you come to a general conclusion based on just one singular incident. So you failed one subject, and you are a total failure. That business failed, and that has made you a failure for life. So the mind can make you overgeneralize issues. And here's another one. It can make you personalize things. Everything that goes wrong in the environment is because of you. Let me give you an example. Supposing you have a friend, or a very close friend. You guys are pals. And one day she sees you and just walks past you without saying hello. And then immediately you personalize it. And you say, oh, it's my fault. Maybe I said something. Maybe I did something. For goodness sake, what if she didn't see you? Or what she was even having a bad day and thinking of some other thing? So the mind can make you personalize. Here's another one. The mind can make you to magnify issues. So something little happens to you and you blow it out of proportion. It can make you exaggerate the bad things that happen to you. On the converse side, it can also make you minimize the great things that you accomplish. You play it down. Or the beautiful things, the things that are beautiful about you, you play it down. That's minimizing. So for instance, somebody pays you a compliment and says, oh, that beautiful dress, I love that beautiful dress. Instead of glorying in that compliment and say, oh, thank you, you say, this cheap dress is an old dress. No, you look for reasons to downplay it. Here's another one. I call this one blaming or denying. Everything wrong in your life is not your responsibility. You blame other people. For instance, your father died 30 years ago. He's still the reason why you have not made it in life. The abuse you suffered when you were a child is still the reason why you are the way you are, why you haven't turned out right. So that's blaming or denying. Now, there's also filtering, what I call filtering. Now, the person who engages in this filters all the negative aspects of your life and then you magnify it. You filter out the positive things about your life and focus only on one negative thing. Or even with some other person, maybe your husband, your spouse. Everything good about it is just that one negative thing about your spouse that you prefer to focus on and magnify. Every other good thing that he does, you're not interested. It's the mind lying to you. It's the mind lying to you. It's good we're talking about this so that you begin to understand and identify these ways the enemy makes us to undermine our own peace of mind, our own relationships, our own abundance and prosperity. And then there's jumping to conclusions. This one, you know what that individual is saying. Before he even concludes, you have jumped to conclusion. You know how to complete the statement. And this is the number one reasons why a lot of relationships go sour or go wrong. Now, the last one I want to talk about is what I've called polarized thinking. Things are either black or white. You see things only in extremes, all or none. Everybody hates you. If one person doesn't like you, everybody hates you, or they must hate you. Now, there are 7 billion people in this world, over 7 billion people in this world. What fraction of those people have you met? So what makes you conclude that everybody hates you when you've only interacted with just a fraction of that 7 billion people? It's important to talk about this thing so that we see the ways we undermine our life, our happiness, our joy, our peace, our satisfaction. My question to you is, which one are you guilty of? Which one are you guilty of? Identifying it and dealing with it, it's very essential for your peace of mind, your mental health, your relationships, your emotional well-being, and your general well-being. Learn to question. Here's my advice to you. Learn to question these irrational thoughts by asking yourself, is this really true? Where is the evidence for it? So because I failed once, does that make me a failure? If one person does not like me, does it mean that every other person hates me? Learn to question these things. Learn to speak to yourself. By learning how to identify it, you will find more balanced ways of thinking. For instance, instead of saying, my business failed or my marriage failed, therefore I'm a failure, or this failed, therefore I'm a failure, why don't you reframe it and say, oh, this failed. That doesn't make me a failure. I just need to find a better way of doing things next time. I just need to find a better way of doing things next time. But as I often say, if you find that you are really, really struggling, you may need to contact a professional counselor or a therapist. So, feed your mind with the right things. Renew your mind with the Word of God. Meditate on and memorize scriptures that remind you of who you are and what you can do. Remember always that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and you are precious in God's eyes. The things that happen to you don't define you. They prepare you for the life ahead of you. God bless you.